Wait a minute. They wrote out Ray Fisher's part in the Flash movie? If only they could actually write out Ezra Miller's part, and then we would maybe have a good movie.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Hey guys, Gable Pennyshot back with another news story about Ray Fisher. Man, this guy always in the news. Apparently, he had a small bit part in the new upcoming Flash movie, Ezra Miller's Flash movie, and apparently his part has been taken completely out, which was expected. So let's go ahead. This is a Screen Rant article. They're actually posting an article about a article from the Wrap. The sources come from the Wrap. So but I think the Screen Rant article is a little bit better, so we'll go off that one. Ray Fisher's Cyborg reportedly written out of the Flash movie. Ray Fisher's Cyborg has reportedly been written out of the Flash. That film, starring Ezra Miller as a titular character, was set to bring together characters from the DCEU after their team-up in the Justice League. Fisher's cameo was reportedly only 3 scenes and would have brought the pair together after their first meeting in Snyder's film. Rumors floated that Fisher would be recast as Cyborg, but those have been debunked. Now, I've talked about this before. I think Cyborg is a good character. I don't think he's fit for the Justice League, though. I think they should take whatever idea they had behind Cyborg and maybe let's move it to a different character. There's plenty of characters that can go in the Justice League. Cyborg, not a hugest fan of him anyway, so let's just get rid of him. Put somebody new in there. Fisher has been in the headlines for calling out his treatment by Joss Whedon during the Justice League reshoots. Of course, that's only one of many, right? So he actually called out multiple people during this time. Fisher's allegations address long-rumored issues that Whedon has brought to his sets, including his time on Angel, Whedon's Buffy the Vampire Slayer spinoff. Yeah, I mean, Joss Whedon is a notorious SJW who apparently will talk about pro-feminist talking points, but not so well. They always tend to be the worst kind of people. That's finally kind of came out in the open. So it's interesting to see how this played out with Joss Whedon. Probably whatever Ray Fisher said was probably true, but, hey, it is what it is. Fisher has repeatedly spoken out against Whedon and Warner Bros.' lack of response in regard to the allegations, as well as their culpability in the situation. Warner Bros. Investigated the allegations and said that disciplinary action was taken, but what exactly that entailed remains unclear. Well, we do know Joss Whedon was taken off some sort of show that they were running. Apparently that was not enough for Ray Fisher. I guess, what exactly does he want? I mean, he's also getting his Justice League, the Zack Snyder Justice League, so Cyborg is original character, will be put back to do the way it was, but it looks like he's just entirely done with DC. Maybe for the best. I think it's for the best. There's one thing that these companies aren't going to look over. Listen, if you call them out on their shit, that's one thing, right? But Ray Fisher just continually just takes that knife and just pokes. What are they going to do? Well, it caused too much issues, you're gone. I mean, it's like that with any company, right? It's like, well, listen, hey, we try to make you a star, things didn't happen, stuff happened. This is a ever-growing, changing process in Hollywood. Things happen. Maybe Hollywood isn't here to, prop up your own career. Who knows? Who really knows anymore? But listen, Ray, I think you're done. I don't foresee you being in anything substantial in the future. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it's going to happen. According to the Wrap, insiders with knowledge of the script say that Cyborg has been written out of the movie entirely. He will not be recast. Fisher has already publicly declared that he would not be working on a DCEU film under the supervision of DC Films president Walter Hamada, who took over the role in 2018 and who Fisher had named as being an enabler of the alleged abuse. Again, what abuse? I'm trying to, I still want to know what this is, because this is all very vague and none of this will stand up in court. And I think that's the point, right? With Fisher being written out and the actor having no plans to continue in the DCEU, Cyborg's place in the franchise is unclear. I think it's pretty clear by now. He's gone. Fisher's cameo in The Flash was never confirmed, but it made sense as the DCU was building up towards another inevitable team-up. A Cyborg solo movie seems like a no-go for Fisher at this point. Well, yeah, he's done. He's done. Hamada is done with him. What's the question here? Of course he's gone. Hamada just renewed his deal with DC Films for the next 2 years, making it unlikely that Fisher will return to the franchise after the actor refused to work with him. Again, I think there's a lot more going on here that's originally being said here. But who knows what it is? I don't think none of us will know. And now here's some wishful thinking. Fisher could still come to some sort of agreement with DC Films to continue playing the character in the future, but if that were to happen, WB executives would need to regain Fisher's trust. I think it has to go both ways. I think there's a lot of trust both ways. Of course, WB, big business, right? I mean, obviously you can't trust them. And obviously Ray Fisher, maybe not the most truthful person going on here either. So I think their trust has to be regained both ways, and I just don't see it happening. Hey, burn me once, we're done. That's how big corporates work. Hopefully that's not the case. Losing Cyborg would force the DCU to do away with the integral member of their roster. Is he integral? I don't think so. Fisher's potential in the role was clear in Justice League. With the Snyder Cut being released in March, fans will feel that more than ever. The Flash is still coming regardless of what happens, but right now Cyborg's future remains up in the air. Now that it's interesting though, because what if Zack Snyder's Justice League does bring on more potential for future films, right? I mean, it could happen, right? Zack Snyder, the fact that he got his own Snyder Cut released is crazy. It's crazy that something like that happened. It's like, okay, well, listen, Justice League bombed. It wasn't as good as people wanted it to be. It didn't make the money they wanted it to make. You know what? There was such online fanfare, backing Zack Snyder and trying to get his cut of Justice League that they actually went, okay, let's give him money. We'll give him enough money to finish the film that he originally wanted to make. Unheard of. This is actually quite interesting in this kind of world. Maybe this is kind of a beginning of, I guess, what is this? More in-depth director, this is the director cut, which is notorious on physical media like DVDs and stuff. But now we're talking like a director's cut that has content that was never shot before. So now they're adding it to it. It's interesting. And people were talking about Suicide Squad, how David Ayer, wanted his own cut of Suicide Squad. Man, this will be interesting. But this is kind of like a new territory here. Who knows what's going to happen? And obvious, if the company gives a director supreme power, sometimes that film doesn't come out very good. We saw that with Wonder Woman 1984. Patty Jenkins had a lot of power and severely dropped the ball on it. And I know they're trying to they're touting it as, it made $100 million. Still not very good. Not very good at all. Chinese numbers were terrible. Even local numbers, even with COVID, were not that good. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. As for Ray Fisher, I think he's done. I don't know how else he can bring in here. Whatever his little cameo in The Flash was probably not important. It was more of, maybe it was an Easter egg, or maybe it was just a single scene, maybe like an after credits scene or something like that. Who knows? But anyways, guys, thanks for listening and watching. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing, thumbs and upping. Thumbs and upping? Is that the term? Giving it a thumbs up. And yeah, if you want me to talk about something or rant, just let me know. And the best way I think to end this video is, does Ezra Miller have to choke a bitch?
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?